Agatha really had y'all out here looking crazy, defending her left and right, giving her excuses. I just gotta be tired of hearing me gloat after I've been right, especially after y'all be dropping full think pieces on how I am wrong. Episode 6 just dropped and we knew we were gonna get a bunch of answers. So let's talk about it. Spoilers if you aren't up to date with Agatha all along. Billy's bar mitzvah looked lit. I don't know if they tried to digitally alter his face to make him look like he was 13, but to me, I could still see this grown man. So this entire scene, I was like, why is he having a bar mitzvah at 18? There weren't many twists in this episode that really got me. Lilia being the one to actually draw this sigil took me by surprise. Now I'm curious to know her motives. Does she do what she has to make sure that her prophecies are fulfilled? Or did she actually do this to try to stop them from going on the witch's road? We gotta give her propers though for being a grade A professional. She tripped up in the first half when she realized that his lifeline was snapped, but then quickly pivoted and was like, oh, that means you'll have new beginnings. It's your bar mitzvah. Class act. I cannot believe how much Marvel spoiled in that mid-season trailer. There wasn't even a hiatus between these two episodes. So this reveal that Billy Maximoff took over Billy Kaplan's body didn't satisfy me the way that I thought it would. It was something that I already knew, and it wasn't because of Funko. That trailer gave me everything I needed to know for this episode, with the exception of Ralph Boner. Not only was he a surprise, he was a harsh reminder of the terrorism that Wanda committed and Agatha. We're really defending this woman, trying to make it seem like, oh, she can't control her power. If I have to admit that the Penguin is terrible, then y'all have to do the same with Agatha. I find what she did with Ralph way more insidious than what Wanda did, because at least Wanda was going a little crazy from grief. That woman just wanted power, and she stole this man's life and his home in Jersey. Do you know how much money that is? I made the mistake when reviewing episode 5 saying that it was a little bit too campy for me, and what I really meant was episode 5 was getting a little corny. This is the level of camp that I wanted, that balances the darkness of the story while still hitting funny beats and being over the top. That scene where she kicks Teen while she's doing the interrogation was hilarious, but then I was brought back to reality when I realized she was wearing Ralph's shirt. He had to abandon everything because Agatha took his life so that she can get a little bit of power. This gun is another example of campiness that works with the story. Once again, like I said, he is interacting with a woman that's out of her mind and very dangerous. When you juxtapose that with this toy gun that looks like an emoji, then it brings a lightness that I think is very cool. Catherine Hahn is so good because I felt like I was finally seeing Agatha with this interaction with Billy. Billy better than me though, because she was playing in his face talking about, oh, did you miss me? No! Not when you had me and my brother yoked up last time I saw you. I'm so glad he threw hands the second he got his power back. And then Agatha had the nerve to mess up his name. I would've real quick. Mrs. Hart is one thing, but Tommy, I don't know him, but you know what? I wasn't in a hex with him. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy to learn that Billy's goal is to get Tommy and not to get his mother. It's just very mature of him to accept his mother's death and pursue something that he feels like he can actually change, unless he knows his mother is still alive. That's something different. But my point will still stand. I'm glad that he's like, look, we'll find our mom when it's time. Let me get my brother. He needs help. Listen, it was definitely my fault for being online in the last week because it really tainted my view of this episode. There are just so many great moments that was ruined from that mid-season trailers. And also a lot of y'all, please stop being rude. I'm asking now that you please comment up until the episode that the video is covering. And if you've seen something sooner, tweet about it. Don't put it in these videos. This takes the fun out of it. People who commented may see your comment. I see it too. I know y'all don't think it, but I be touching grass and sometimes I don't have time to watch this when it drops. At least give me 48 hours. Damn. Anyway, like I said, the spoilers took out a lot of life from this episode, but I can recognize that once again, this is a great episode. It was done very well. The pacing was incredible and the acting was really good. I didn't have a chance to talk about John Locke, but when he comes back and he's trying to figure out how to interact with his new parents, you just feel his isolation. And then when they do the time forward and he's more sure of himself, you can tell in his mannerisms and everything like that he's totally different. Finally, when he has all of his memories, he remembers that he's beefing with Agatha. That looked different too. Bravo. Like I said, I'm going to be fair and give this episode 4 out of 5 Frankie Flames.